What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video, and with the launch date of Assassin's Creed Shadows looming over our heads, we are starting to see an uptick in articles all about it, whether there are going to be interviews with certain developers saying that Yasuke isn't going to be an assassin at all, or if it's going to be more gameplay trailers coming out as people consistently see more bugs shine through it all. Well, we're also starting to see the return of the ever so prevalent defense mechanism of the shills, calling everybody racist. From the gamer, Assassin's Creed fans call out blatant racism in community amidst Shadow's backlash. Yes, the blatant racism within the community right now. And obviously, when it comes to this situation, they're talking about the Japanese racism, right? No, because in reality, this is actually just a defense mechanism that is put in place to try to defend from criticism against the game, and the inclusion of characters like Yasuke, who again wasn't historically a samurai. But why don't we get to see what the Shiller has to say here, shall we? As we scroll right down here, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been the victim of impassioned ridicule and outrage ever since Ubisoft first unveiled that one of its two lead characters was black. Some fans declared it historically inaccurate and even insulting to Japan, despite Yasuke being a real historical figure from the era the game is adapting. Well, that's not quite what is being said here. Now, you have to take note that, yes, he was a historical figure, but the claim is that he's a historical samurai, a black samurai, which wasn't true. Nobody's been arguing with him being an actual historical figure. People accept that he's real. They just point to the fact that the individuals that actually like to promote the idea that he's a black samurai are none other than this man right here. African samurai author Thomas Lockley lies about collaboration with Ubisoft on Assassin's Creed Shadows amid Yasuke controversy. This man right here is nothing more than a political activist that has been proven multiple times as mistranslating historical pieces of work and historical fact to try to massage history in order to say that Yasuke was a samurai. Nobody has ever said that he didn't exist. They're just saying he wasn't a samurai, and the inclusion of him is a slap in the face of Japanese players and fans alike, because let's be real fair here, audiences have always wanted to play a Japanese Assassin's Creed game and play as a Japanese ninja. But hey, you know, we're gonna be going through this as they constantly try to straw man arguments. But we scroll right down here. Things got so bad that Ubisoft issued a lengthy statement addressing the backlash, while CEO Yamez Gilmont directly denounced the hateful acts towards the game. Well, okay, what was that lengthy statement? Oh yeah, Ubisoft released a statement to Japanese players amidst massive backlash to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, this statement right here, guys, that boiled down to shut the hell up and buy our games. We get that we are disrespecting you, we are bastardizing your history, we are bastardizing your culture, we aren't listening to you, and shut the hell up and buy our games, we don't care. Oh, and then following this actual little statement here, you had people like Ash Parrish from The Verge and Alyssa Mercante come out here and say Ubisoft shouldn't have issued the statement because Japan's completely racist. But we also have to acknowledge, why did Ubisoft put out this statement? It couldn't possibly be because Japanese players were actually torching what was going on here and actually ridiculing Ubisoft for all of the decisions that were being made. Japanese players torch Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Shadows after associate narrative director confirms game is fiction. We also have Ubisoft trashed after Assassin's Creed Shadows debuts new collector's collectible featuring Yasuke and Naoi alongside what appears to be a destroyed Torii Gate. No, it was the destroyed Torii Gate that was destroyed during the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that actually has significant meaning to the people of Japan, but hey, let's just make a cutesy little figure out of this. Oh, we also have Japanese politician Satoshi Hamada signals Assassin's Creed Shadows alteration of Japanese Japanese history and promotion of Yasuke could be brought before the Diet or, well, their government. Oh, we also have Japanese gamers launch petition to cancel Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history. And also, again, I'd like to always point out that Park Place, you guys kind of dropped the ball in this headline. They also specifically cite racism towards the Asian community and how it is merging different things from different areas throughout Asia and trying to say that it's just Japan now because they all look Asian. Yeah, I wonder why Ubisoft had to put that out. And here's the thing. A lot of these people always want to say it's just racism towards Yasuke because of an ideological reason. They want to say, well, he's black, so you're just disrespecting him because he's black, all while ignoring the disrespect that is being given towards the Japanese audience and Japanese players. When you play these ideological games and you play this racism card, guess what? It can be thrown right back at you because you are disrespecting and diminishing the thoughts of the Japanese community. But hey, most of these people don't think Japanese people are an actual oppressed minority group, so it doesn't really matter. Well, we come back over here. Scouring through forums or online discussion, however, you'll still run into fans complaining that Yasuke feels out of place, often making racist stereotyped remarks and jokes. Well, I mean, it's a black man running through Japan beating up Asian people. If I wanted to see that, I'd just go over to San Francisco. While also wishing for an actual Japanese protagonist instead. There is one. She's called Naoe. Well, no, the focus is, hey, it should have been all about Naoe. It should have been all about a Japanese character, period. Yasuke should have never been a playable character. It doesn't make sense. It is actually anti-historical, and you can try to use this whole, well, it's historical fiction. The sole inclusion of him as a playable character is the problem. Plus, he was never a samurai, so why try to force it on us? You're straw-manning everything and you're ignoring what the real issues are and just trying to boil it down to racism. We then get where they're getting this whole fans backlash and fans finally stand up. It's a Reddit post. Over the weekend, user Kavashar the Old called out these fans and the YouTubers and content creators who are pushing the same narrative directly on the series subreddit. Yes, that's right. The same subreddit that has been locked down on multiple occasions. If you have any issues with Yasuke or Assassin's Creed Shadows, if you have any criticism for the game, yeah, utilize the Stan fan base as the defense mechanism and say that the Stans are coming out here to defend the game. Yeah, that's pretty much always what's been happening here. But we'll read what this Redditor had to say, shall we? Assassin's Creed Shadows has revealed just how ugly the gaming community is. I've been a gamer for my whole life, but I've never seen people act more feral about a game than they did with Shadows. I'm pretty sure I've seen some much worse backlash. The Last of Us 2 ring a bell to anybody? Their ugly character surfaced, or more like was allowed to surface because the general hate cloud above this game. Hating on the game was the socially acceptable thing to do. No, it wasn't. It wasn't socially acceptable. We have been denounced left, right, and center. Let me remind you, there is a consistent disrespect given to the Japanese audience and a diminishment of what the Japanese audience is thinking, what the Japanese audience is saying. And we can even come over here to the sole fact that amidst all the backlash that has been going on, we had Ubisoft decide to run to the New York Times and come out with this hit piece on all the criticism. This whole article basically lambasted everybody as being nothing more than bigots. And when it comes to the Japanese criticism, that's just a small minority of individuals. But mind you, the person that said that the Japanese criticism is just a small minority of individuals turned out to be a Sweet Baby Inc. employee. Japanese consultant used by Ubisoft in the New York Times to attack gamers over Assassin's Creed Shadows was a Sweet Baby Inc. employee who also doesn't have any jobs right now. So we can constantly go back through this and point to the fact that it was not socially acceptable to be against this game. We were getting lambasted all over the place by the mainstream media and the mainstream outlets and by shill sites like yourself, The Gamer. So I really don't want to hear it from a random Redditor who's stuck in his hug box all day long. And I'm talking about blatant racism, bias, and openly admitting to wanting tens of thousands of people to lose their job. Ah, yes, the ever encroachment, standing for Ubisoft and sticking by Ubisoft no matter what, even though they constantly put out slop games. Man, it's really shocking to see this. I don't really have to keep going through this because, again, it's more of the same thing. All you keep seeing from these people is straw manning and refusing to actually engage with the arguments because they know once they engage with the arguments, they have no real argument and they're just sticking by a multi-billion-dollar company that is on the verge of bankruptcy solely because my Assassin's Creed and my black person. And that's what you're seeing right now, okay? We can come back over here to the blatant racism that the gamers trying to call out. We can point this out all day and night. And they seemingly choose to ignore the sole fact that we have this. Japanese YouTuber explains why the Japanese are calling Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the creation of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, this YouTuber, known as Shoei Kondo, who actually I watch his content quite a bit. I actually really do like his content, and I think he has a great perspective, considering he is a Japanese-born individual. He was raised in Japan. He looks at everything through the lens of being Japanese, and he has been commenting himself on Assassin's Creed Shadows and pointing out all the issues with it. He's been saying, yes, it's a consistent issue. Japan is not pro this game. No matter how many times you try to say we are not in favor of this game. He has done it on multiple occasions and has even pointed out some of the racism he himself has been receiving as a Japanese-born citizen, calling out Ubisoft and this game. And we can just come over here to this small screen moment from one of his latest videos, how Asian hate is often dismissed. And this right here, this is just a little screenshot, and this is a screenshot of a comment he keeps getting. This is just one of many comments. The majority of Japanese people are culturally racist and xenophobic. Here's the living proof of it. What about the racism towards these people that we keep seeing? What about the backlash towards these people we keep seeing? By the way, this video was taken down at least 4 different times and has finally been allowed to exist over on YouTube because it constantly kept getting flagged for hate speech, even though the only hate speech we see is him having to respond to people constantly sending hate his way. What about all this? What about all of what this guy's been facing? What about the people of Japan and the racism that they've been facing? They're constantly being told to shut the hell up and just take it. Just accept the slop that we are giving to you. And when they start criticizing it, they start criticizing how they are disrespecting their culture, their personality, their own identity. All they get told is, you're racist towards Yasuke. And it's so easy to pick apart and point out the issues here and point out that it's a straw man. So when it comes to the Mo racism arguments and Mo racism accusations, it kind of falls on deaf ears, especially when you start seeing how much BS there is and how people constantly diminish what's going on in Japan and how Japan is reacting to this. But they don't care. This is ideology at this point in time, and this is their ideological movement. They must defend this game no matter what because, well, I'm a black person. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Shout out friends, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.